Welcome back to the channel. I'm the monk with tattoos, and if you've been following our journey, we've learned how to observe the ego and deflect external criticism. Today, we're not just coping with anxiety, we're going to the root. I'm sharing 3 ancient, powerful practices from Stoicism and Zen philosophy.
If you suffer from anxiety, you know it's not the present moment that hurts. It's the mind running a catastrophic scenario of the future, over and over and over. That's the ego in planning mode, frantically trying to control what can't be controlled. The result, a racing heart, shallow breath, and that feeling of impending doom. Today, we shut down the anxiety machine. We're going to do it with 3 ancient, proven practices that pull you back to reality, back to the now, where anxiety simply cannot exist. So, what is anxiety? Really, anxiety is always the future colliding with the ego's desperate need for certainty. It's a what-if game that your mind plays, and you are the unwilling participant. Think of your mind like a little puppy on a leash. When you're walking, you're in the present moment. But when the puppy sees something scary up ahead, maybe a bigger dog or a loud truck, it starts pulling. It yanks you forward, drags you away from where you are, and makes the walk miserable. It's no longer about the peaceful stroll. It's about the potential threat up ahead. That's your mind with anxiety. It's accidentally pulling you out of the present and into a future that hasn't happened yet and may never happen. The 3 practices we're about to cover are how you gently, but firmly, bring that puppy back to heel, right beside you, in the present moment. Because when your mind is here, right now, anxiety dissolves. It has no oxygen, no fuel to burn. The what-ifs fade away because you're focused on the what is. It's about regaining control not over the future, but over your attention. Let's start with tool number 1, the breath as an anchor. This is your emergency brake, the quickest and most direct way to ground yourself when you feel that spiral starting. Why does it work so well? Because your breath only ever happens now. You can't breathe in the past, and you can't breathe in the future. You can only breathe in this exact moment. So, when your mind is racing, anchoring it to the breath is a direct command to return to the present. The technique is incredibly simple. We'll use what's called box breathing. It's a favorite of Navy SEALs for a reason. Here's how you do it. You inhale slowly for a count of 4. You hold your breath for a count of 4. You exhale slowly for a count of 4. And then you hold the empty breath for a count of 4. That's 1 cycle. When you feel the spiral start, drop everything. Just for a moment. Commit to 5 full cycles of this deep, conscious breathing. Don't even try to fight the thoughts. Don't try to stop them. Just let them be there, like clouds in the sky, and shift your entire focus to the physical sensation of the air. Feel it entering your nostrils, filling your lungs, and then feel it leaving your body. This isn't just a mental trick. You are gently hijacking your own nervous system, telling it to switch from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. It's a powerful signal to your body and mind that you are safe, right here, right now. Now for our second tool, which is a powerful shift in mindset, amor fati. It's a Stoic practice, and it translates from Latin to a love of fate. Now, this can sound a bit intense, but stick with me. Anxiety is fueled by resistance. We resist what might happen. I don't want to fail the test. I don't want to get sick. I don't want them to leave me. This resistance is the friction that creates the fire of anxiety. Amor fati is the practice of radical acceptance of whatever the universe delivers. This doesn't mean you have to like hardship or jump for joy when things go wrong. It means accepting that hardship is a fundamental condition of life, and you choose to remove your resistance to it. Let me give you an example. For a long time, I was self-conscious about my tattoos. I worried what people would think. If I resist the fact that I have them, I suffer. I'm constantly in a state of low-grade anxiety about being judged. But if I accept it, if I own it, and say, this is part of me, and I accept whatever comes with that, then I am free. The suffering disappears. The same applies to your anxiety. If you accept the possibility of a bad outcome, not wishing for it, but accepting it as a potential reality in the vast range of possibilities, you strip the anxiety of its power. You stop fighting with reality. Instead of saying, this must not happen, you say, if this happens, I will face it. That subtle shift from resistance to acceptance is where your freedom lies. Our third and final tool comes from Buddhist wisdom, the impermanence check. The core concept is something called anicca, which means that everything is temporary. Everything, the anxious feeling you have right now, it's temporary. The problem that seems so huge and overwhelming, it's temporary. The thoughts racing through your mind, they are just temporary events in consciousness. Nothing is permanent. So, when you're caught in an anxiety loop, here's the practice. Mentally zoom out, take a step back from the intensity of the feeling, and ask yourself a simple question. Will this thought, this feeling, or this problem truly matter in 5 years? If the answer is no, ask, will it matter in 5 months? And if the answer is still no, will it matter in 5 minutes? Most of the time, the things that cause us immense anxiety in the moment are completely insignificant in the grand scheme of our lives. This practice isn't about dismissing your feelings, it's about giving them perspective. It lessens the monumental life or death importance that the ego places on a present fear. By asking this question, you reframe the fear from a permanent, solid reality into what it actually is, a temporary cloud passing through the vast sky of your awareness. It will pass, just like every other thought and feeling you've ever had. So, let's recap the 3 ancient tools to shut down the anxiety machine. First, you have the anchor, your breath, to pull you immediately back into the present moment. Second, you have the acceptance, amor fati, to stop fighting reality and accept whatever comes. And third, you have the perspective, the impermanence check, to remind you that this too shall pass. These aren't just ideas, they are practices, they require action. So here is your challenge for this week. I want you to use tool 1, the breath work, every single morning, just for 1 minute. Before you check your phone, before the day's worries rush in, just sit and do 1 minute of conscious breathing. Build a baseline of calm before the storm. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it when you're calm, the easier it will be to access when you're anxious. Try it for a week and see how it feels. Thank you for spending this time with me. Next time, we're going to tackle a huge source of anxiety for so many of us, the problem of external influence, or why you care so much about other people's opinions. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.